Okay, I'm recording this conversation. Okay, because I'm tired. So I've got Elijah Torres from Animal Control, and your name is?
Chase.
Chase? What's your last name, Chase?
Suero, S-U-E-R-O.
S-U-E-R-R-O?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hold on. I had a police officer knock at my door earlier today because there are loose dogs in the neighborhood. I have informed the officer after doing a head count that they are not my dogs. I've locked up my female dogs. They're not mine. How would I know where the dogs went?
I'm just curious.
Okay, I don't know where they went. They're not my dogs. You got to understand, I almost lost my job last year because of you guys repeatedly harassing me. I got charged for 2 strays that were in the backyard last year that were not mine. But you guys wouldn't believe me on that. I get charged with it.
So,
okay?
Can I explain that a little bit?
No, hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay, so as I was saying, this morning I had the officer come over, knock at my door. I've done a head count. They are not my dogs. I informed the officer that they are not my dogs. Now I've got these 2 officers from Animal Control at my door telling me that they need to look at the condition of my dogs and my dogs' enclosures for no reason.
Okay, so let me go ahead and step back a couple seconds.
No, this is why you're here.
Do you want an explanation, or do you want to just yell at me?
You can give me an explanation.
Which one would you prefer? Because I'm here for
You know, I've got it. I'm sorry that if you feel that I'm being agitated and yelling,
I'm not feeling
but you've
it.
got it is happening because I'm working right now.
Okay.
I've explained this to the officer. I've explained this to
you
y'all.
Just take 2 seconds to let me explain. It's okay. I promise you it's okay.
I'm on the verge of tears.
Okay.
Okay?
So
because I'm tired of being harassed.
So here's the thing. We're out here. We're not affiliated with Apopka PD at all. We have I don't know them.
So it's just a coincidence you're here?
No, let me finish. They call us and they tell us something's happening here. When we look up the address, we see that we have a past call that's still open.
How's it still open?
Let me finish. That's still open because we issued you tickets for non-compliance, right? For failure to cooperate with us.
I've gone to court, so how is this open?
I'm still going. I'm still going here. When you went to court, okay? In the court systems, the call's closed. In our system, the call remains open because we have yet to check on these dogs. Which means for a year, we've had a call open here. Okay? It's not saying you're in trouble. Let me clarify. You are not in trouble. It just says in our system that we have to check on the dogs at some point. We happen to be here because law enforcement called us saying there was dogs here. Whether or not those dogs were yours is a different story.
Okay, so it's just coincidence. Okay.
More or less. So with that being said, we are here. We're just trying to finish out a call and be done with it. And that's it. We're not trying. I promise you, I'm not trying to hem you up. I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
You are. Do you know, I have just had surgery on Friday. Okay? This is not what I'm wanting to do. I'm trying to work. I'm in pain.
So,
and I'm being harassed.
We could have already done it. Seriously.
No, you wouldn't want to come through my house.
We just have to walk back and walk back.
So in other words, an unwarranted search.
It's not an unwarranted.
Yes, it is an unwarranted search. There's no reason for y'all to believe that my dogs.
I'm asking permission. However, so you are aware, because I want to be blunt with you, because you seem to appreciate honesty. If you refuse, you will receive a citation. Okay, and we will continue to come out, and you will continue to receive citations. Okay? And you will have to go to court again. And that's going to continue happening until you work with us. That's just how this works. Okay? And I'm saying this knowing you're recording me because it's the God-honest truth.
So in other words, y'all are going to keep harassing me for no reason.
You can take it
what was your reason for wanting to look at him last year? I was never given a reason of why you guys have to check on him.
If I print out that call, can we go do a search?
You can print out whatever you want.
Okay.
You're still not going to come back here today because I'm working. What part of working do you guys not understand? And then you're going to accuse me. No. Then you're going to accuse me because if I go in there, you're going to write me a citation for refusing to cooperate.
Yes, ma'am.
Or interfering.
Yes,
I am working.
Okay, so here's the thing. You've been out here 15 minutes now, roughly?
To explain this to you guys.
So in these 15 minutes, you could have already walked us back there.
I'm not letting you in my house.
Okay. So in that case, that's fine. We can end this conversation. I'm going to go ahead and post a citation on your door, okay? We'll be back tomorrow. And we'll keep doing this every day.
What day? Can I schedule a day with you?
We've tried, and you told us no day is good.
I need to contact an attorney. Who?
We remember Officer Yegi, big portly guy. You told him he can come back the next day at 11 a.m. and then he
Yeah,
did.
and then I looked up my rights.
Your rights.
I have rights too.
That's totally fine.
I do. I have.
However, you agreed to cooperate, and then you didn't cooperate, and then you're
because I looked because you know what he tried
intimidating
tried intimidating me with an officer.
Okay.
But we're not trying
with
to
a police officer. No, you guys. I have to admit, you guys are not doing that.
Really, we're not trying to make your life any more difficult.
Yes, you are. You're making my life more difficult.
We're just trying to do our job.
No, you're not.
Ma'am, yes, I am, because I'm not here of my own free will. I do not want to be here.
Well, I don't want you here
meeting
either.
You is not what I wanted to do today. Okay, I can promise you what I want to do today is get a paycheck. That is why I'm here. Okay,
I can appreciate that.
I'm not here. Yeah, I'm not here for you. I'm just here because I have to. I promise you. I pinky promise you. It's nothing. It's nothing against you. None of this is. Same with him. He's just here for a check. He's in training. He doesn't care. We're just here.
What happened to the other officer?
I have no idea where he doesn't work with us anymore.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah. So I don't.
I have a feeling it was something over this last year.
Yeah. So I have no idea because I wasn't working with him at the time. But.
And you're new.
I'm newer. I've been here about 3 years, but I haven't. He's new. He just started.
I feel bad for you. I wish you all the luck in the world.
But that's the thing. We're on good terms. I promise you, I'm not trying to hem you up. I know it sounds like
you guys are.
I know it sounds like it, but I promise we're not.
I work from home. If I were not here, what would you guys do? Do you know
we would have
that
just knocked and have to keep
right? Do you know even when I wasn't here, they left citations?
Because at the time we were still trying to work with you.
But I wasn't here. So how could I have been interfering with an investigation when I'm not even here?
Okay. So
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is why it feels like harassment.
Okay. No, I understand.
Okay, so whether I'm here or I'm not here, they were leaving citations and they were coming every single day.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't part of that investigation, so I don't know. I'm just here following up on it. That's all it is. I know it's been a year.
And it just happens to be coincidental.
Like I said, we're only here.
Well, I need time to contact an attorney. I am not refusing to work with you.
Okay, so
but I do need time to contact my attorney over this. Okay, I'm not refusing to work with you. You know, and I'm not interfering in your investigation. But it's a legal thing, and I have the right to contact my attorney.
Okay. You have absolutely the right.
Would there be any possibility or like a set up a time that works maybe better for you, so that way we don't have to? Because at the end of the day, we're not trying to tie you up. We're not trying to give you citations. That's not what we really want to do.
Well, that's not what the officers were saying last year.
But we're not.
And that's not what you just told me.
We're not the officers from last year. You know what I mean? So what we're trying to do.
No, and he's telling me he's going to keep giving me citations every day. So how is that you don't want to?
If you're not going to give us a time to work with
animals or give us a time to work with you, then unfortunately.
Well, my next day off is Friday. I've got doctor's appointments that day. I've got to try and get a hold of an attorney because my attorney that I worked on this has moved. Okay. So I need time to find an attorney.
Okay.
What days do you work?
So I work here. Do you want me to write on the card what days I work? I can do that. I work Sunday through Thursday, and so does he. He's with me. Sunday through Thursday.
And Sundays I work half days.
All right. So we can always work something out. The thing is, when I was saying I have to give you a ticket, it's if you didn't give us some day to work with you. That's the thing. We need to be able to work with you. Okay? So if we can if we come back on a Sunday, regardless if you let us in, if we come back on a Sunday, can we talk to you then? Not necessarily see the dogs, but at least talk to you about what's going on? Do you think next Sunday if we came and talked to you, that'd be fine?
Yep. You want to put down the... Because unfortunately I haven't been able to go out to the horses. Okay. So I've got to take care of them on Saturday.
What time would be best for you on Sunday? So we can... What time you get done with work? Would that be better?
Probably. I guess like around 2.
Around 2? Okay. Here, I'll put 2 p.m.
At least that gives us a little bit more time to explain what we're here for.
Yeah, and that way you can go talk to an attorney if you feel like you need to.
Oh, I do need to.
Okay, so
Because I'm not. You know, they think I was done with last year, and I'm not, because I'm tired of having my rights violated. You know, there was no reason last year, you know, for them to want to see them. You know, they've seen my dogs before. They've taken pictures of my dogs. They know they're healthy.
Well, I know there was a whole, from my understanding, there was a whole kebab about the dogs getting loose last year, or supposedly getting loose last year. Because, like, I think we had, like, a trap.
There were two strays that were out in the backyard.
Okay.
Or not backyard. I call it back, but
like
in the back in the field back there. There were two strays that were back there.
Okay.
And you know, they ended up, you know, charging me for two strays that aren't mine. They really were not my dogs. Have my dogs gotten out before? Yes, of course. You know, I admit that. They're dogs. Dogs are going to do that sometimes. Right. You know, no matter what we do, you know, to the best of our ability. Occasionally, it's going to happen. I mean, it's just a fact of life.
My dog learned how to climb the fence. She put her in the backyard. She climbed the fence and jumped in the front yard.
Oh yeah, I've got lean-ins. I've got, you know, electric,
like,
you know, the poly wire and stuff, you know, around the bottom. Yeah. I mean, I've gone to great lengths to ensure, you know, that they do not, you know, get out of my yard. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes, you know, and knock on wood, God knows where it is, you know, I haven't had, you know, any issues. But yes, I do have two females. And, you know, I don't know, you know how male dogs are with females. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming those two that y'all caught were probably males. I mean, I don't know. But they were not mine. And that started this whole list of your officers harassing me last year. Okay? For dogs that weren't mine. And, you know, I'm tired. You can see how I'm feeling, you know, targeted here. You know, and then the officer comes and I tell her those are not my dogs. I went out, you know, did a head count. You know, I've got her talking, my neighbor talking, and I'm like, look, I said, I can't be in two places at once. I can either go look for dogs, assuming they're mine. I said, or I can go back in the yard and do a head count and make sure they're not mine.
Right.
You know, so I went in the back. I locked up because I had three of them in the house with me. I went and I locked the two females up out in the backyard. Okay. That way there, because I don't know
what's going,
you know, what's going on with those other dogs, and I don't want it to be an issue, and I don't want them teasing my dogs to get out.
Yeah. Okay. Are those the only? Do you just have two female dogs? Is that all you have?
Well, I've got two female dogs, and I misspoke with the officer earlier. I told her I had 5. I have 4 dogs.
Okay.
Are they all that big?
No, Taylor's overweight. she's overweight. The other ones are not as big as Taylor.
Okay.
But
big old girl.
well, I've got one male.
Was that one of the females I saw? The girl you showed me?
She's a female.
Okay.
But yeah, she's not. Trust me, she's too fat to go anywhere. She's too old. And I've got Absidy, Maxie, and T3. But you know, they're, like I said, they're all locked up back there. I've only got the 4 dogs.
Well, in that case, what we'll do
4 total, or 2 females and then 4 males?
No, I don't have 4 males.
Okay, so it's just 4 total.
4 total.
Okay.
Yeah, it's T3, Maxie, Absidy, and Taylor.
Okay. So, are you comfortable then? On Sunday, we come out 2 p.m. Regardless if we see the dogs, we just come out and speak to you, see what's going on?
Yeah, when I'm not, you know, unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and explain what? It's been 24 minutes now, you know, of why, again, on top of the hour that I was out of work earlier, you know, today.
What's going on? Okay.
What's going on? And hope that I don't get fired, because my personal problems, or, you know, whatever's going on here is not the job of my, you know, responsibility of my employer.
Right.
You know, and I could not make the, you know, officers last year understand. Just because I work from home. If I worked, you know, I use the example, if I worked up at the 7-Eleven up the road, you know, would you be harassing me up at 7-Eleven?
You don't want to answer that.
You know, probably not. You know, I mean, probably not. You wouldn't come up there and harass me about dogs at 7-Eleven. You know. So I don't understand why they can't understand, just because I'm working from home doesn't mean that I've got all these freedoms. Okay. You know, it doesn't mean that I've got these freedoms. Yeah. Well, I know I'm going to get in trouble today, you know, which is adding to the stress of you guys being here.
Well, we'll get out of your hair. We'll come back later on, and hopefully everything goes well for you. We'll just come back later on, okay? All right. And then, do you have any other questions or anything while you have us? If you think of anything, that phone number goes to my direct supervisor. So you can...
The 0914?
Yeah, you can text it, you can call it, you can do whatever you want with it. Honestly, you can...
Oh, I remember him from last year.
Daniel McCracken, he's super tall, skinny guy. Yeah. I don't know how your interaction went with him, but he's my supervisor, so...
Yeah, he's not on my favorite person's list.
Sorry. Sorry.
You know, unfortunately, he's not. I'm sure he's a really, nice guy, outside of things,
gets
but...
by everybody, it's okay.
No, and the whole thing is because of being accused of dogs that aren't mine.
Right.
And he's, well, you called them. No, I'm calling my dogs, in my yard to come in the house. Just because I'm calling dogs and, out the back door doesn't mean I'm calling dogs,
Right.
and I wish that, unfortunately, some people just don't have common sense, and I don't think he does. Okay. He was just all about accusing. Okay. Just because I've had issues in the past doesn't mean that they're mine. Right. When my dogs have gotten out, I've admitted it. I have no problem admitting it. If they're not mine, I don't expect to get charged for dogs that are. And I think it was Officer McCracken that I told that these dogs were not mine. Last year. And did they write me a citation for him? Yes, they did. So where's your common sense there? I even got called that same day because of some dog in the neighborhood wearing a bandana. And I've got the voicemail somewhere of animal control calling me about that. Okay. No, I get called about every stray dog in this neighborhood.
Well, I'm sorry. We'll touch base a little later on. Hopefully things go well with your job. But we're gonna head out so that way you can get back to work.
So Tuesday.
Sunday at 2.
Sunday.
After 2.
Well, it can about 2.
Or at 2.
We can try and do at 2 if we need to.
Yeah, that would be helpful because like I said, I've got to go take care of the horses and stuff too.
Okay, sounds good.
I've got much bigger animals too.
You have a